what I did was I built Bottle Mountain, and it got really high, like really high. And I had a whole stack. I have a whole stack of those milk cartons over there. Milk cartons over there. Then I bring it back to the store, and then just rinse, wash, and repeat. It's kind of a cycle. So I discovered that I was able to raise maybe $60 worth of bottles just for one semester alone, from one small ESO. And then I brought it to a bottle depot, and then what I did is I used the cash. At the time, I used the cash for donating to a project, special project over at Rotaract here in Mount Royal. This was back in 2009, and we built what's it called? No. What did we do? Oh yes, we raised money for a children's ward, the Peter Loughy Center. Children's ward for their playroom. Bought them stuffies, bought them bargain bin video games, of course. Indiana Jones is pretty cool, but you know, bargain bin video games. Some DVDs, G-rated DVDs because they're kids, and a lot of those bottles went to that. Now the important thing about bottles is it takes less energy to build bottles, and also it takes, especially here in Calgary, especially after the Stampede, you guys know why. We all know why. They have huge volume of bottles coming in. So think of that going to a landfill, you know. So what we do is recycle bottles. It saves energy, it saves materials, and this in turn causes less of a usage of electricity, and use of electricity, which makes the air cleaner. Global warming is a very important problem, because many cities, our ancient cities, New York, Shanghai, London, many cities of Amsterdam, Belgium, Dhaka of Bangladesh, and much of Ireland is going to be flooded. Much of Costa Rica will be destroyed. Many of those smaller countries will be just gone like that. But you know, Tokyo gone. You know, lots of flooding in South Korea maybe. You know, you have a lot of land that's going to be gone, and this is a huge part of our culture. A lot of our cultural centers that make us human beings, to make us is this ability to make things, such as the crap in my workshop. So that's why it's very important to recycle. Now, during my time at Mount Royal College from 2008 to 2009, or was it 2009 to 2010? I think it's now 09 to 10. I've noticed that we have a lot of garbages in Mount Royal. Those sandstone ones along Main Street that are square. Those are filled with trash. Those are filled with bottles, because we don't know. We can't see, because we do have recycling set up in Mount Royal since the 90s, but we can't see where these bottle receptacles are. So then we do the next best thing is we toss it. But what I did myself personally is I used to rummage through the trash just to look for bottles, just because I don't know, I love the environment, I guess. It's, you know, it's a good waste. I hate things that go to waste. I hate things that go to waste. So one of the things I did was I try. That's one of the main sources of my bottles. I'm gonna try an experiment where I can see how much of a big bottle mountain I can build from bottles from Mount Royal. Maybe I'll wear a GoPro camera. Maybe I'll just wear this and this videograph myself going to the different garbages within the school. And the purpose is I want to show Mount Royal how much money they're throwing away, because you know, these are a lot of bottles, you know. So they should set up more, in hopes that they'll set up more recycling. Blue jay, aww. They set up more recycling receptacles, so they can raise more money. Perhaps, you know, it goes to fundraising because schools always need money, right, for research, fundraising. And also, if you're a student, it may be undignified, but say, for example, you want to go to Cancun and you're a working student, you have student loans, you don't have much time to spend between studying and work. I know some of you guys are more braver than I am. You guys are actually living on your own. You know, I'm still living at home, so you guys are more braver than I am. Um, you guys have less time. So less time to raise for a penguin project, right? Your penguin spring break. In my case, I was able to work part time, full time, and able to save money because I lived here. So that's sort of like cheating. But yeah, you can actually save a lot of bottles. This is actually this is actually bottles usually from when I pick up downtown on the C train from on a Friday night. Most of what I did is I have a garbage bag. I have a garbage bag in my backpack, and what I do is I just put it in there sometimes. And maybe I'll donate it to the scouts. Maybe I'll donate it to the Star Trek Club, or maybe I'll just keep it myself and use it for other projects I'm working on. This is inappropriate to say because this is an environmental class, but I buy clothing for homeless people. Another project I might have worked on is I bring this camera with me a lot downtown, and what I do is on my adventures downtown, and I find a lot of clothing, especially on the C train, and especially when I was putting up the standing sign. Someone threw their clothing, axe, the work jacket, that reeked of dirt and sweat and smokes, into my bushes. So what I did is I washed it, and this may sound environmentally unsound, but you have because you don't know what kind of germs are there. I just threw it on the ground there just to beat out all the bugs, just to sweep them away. When I was satisfied, there's just no fleas, no bugs. You can't actually see them because they're called no CMs. No CMs. But I kind of took the risk and did a double wash. So I'm gonna. But so that's sort of wasting water. It's sort of wasting soap. But this is very dirty clothing that could be used. It's in good shape still. So I donated. I'm going to take it and donate it to the who are they now? They are called the Value Village. I found a child's blanket. I found some on my especially during that walk. I've oh, my foot, like an ankle. I show you my materials that I want to salvage. It's based on the idea of waste not, want not, reduce, reuse, recycle. Unfortunately, of course, I have to use copious amount of water, and I use it twice because I don't know what's in that. But oh shoot! Hope that banister doesn't come down. The gods are surely not with me in my adventures in school this year. I'll show you. This is my crappy room, but that's so far what I've saved up. But earlier last summer, I had a huge pile of that. Had babies' blankets I found at Anderson Station. I have some little boys' drop sheet, Cars of the Disney movie Cars. I had a drop sheet. So the idea is to salvage the materials. Sorry, I know you heard that, and I apologize. Salvage the material, not waste anything. Not waste anything, because it takes again machinery, electricity to mass produce these, and mostly it's made in Bangladesh, where most fabrics and textiles are made now. They used to be made in Hong Kong and China, but Bangladesh and these third world countries. China, Bangladesh, Shenzhen's a city bordering Hong Kong, uses inefficient energy systems because they need to get jobs. The problem is, it's a catch-22. Living on Earth is a catch-22. I myself believe in Jesus and all that, and when we humans rebelled against God, well, I believe in a sort of like a huge scientific version of religion. I'm going to assume that our planet was a part of a universal government or whatever, and when we rebelled against this big government, we became an independent country or an independent planet. We have to do everything ourselves. So we're just learning. I have hopes. I have faith that, oh my God, I have faith that we're going to eventually learn how to transcend. That's why it's environmental courses. These are environmental courses. This is my recycling. These are my recycling things. Always recycle. I have 2 more additional recycling things out here. So that's to save energy. Oh, squirrel. That's to save energy. So some engineering students at the USC or transfer students at Mount Royal can invent a better way of doing things that are more efficient. We have to rely on just this mitigation stuff. China is slowly starting to become environmental friendly. India as well. India gets a lot of hydro energy from Nepal and Bhutan. Hydro energy from these mountainous places and water. So that's good. And I have faith that as we study, generation after generation, we become more enriched. We help third world countries use energy less, become very clean. Help America become very clean. Help Canada become very clean. Mexico, high populated places, so we can enjoy these wonders of the 21st century, such as this camera. This camera uses electricity, for instance. And the idea is to see. My father worked at environmental Alberta. We can't see it because it's really. Well, maybe I turn the light on. See, light on, electricity. See? Whoa, it's really crappy. Some rainwater inside. Well, this basically says Environmental Week 98, Alberta Power, TransAlta Utilities, Edmonton Power. Maybe I'd like to become an environmentalist like my father has. We live in Alberta. We're rich. That's why we live in these suburbs. These condos are rich and stuff. Where do you think all this wealth comes from, right? It comes from using this planet. It comes from the power tools to build these weird banisters and stuff. So the idea is to use less energy efficiently. And recycling is one of the more efficient ways of using energy. I don't compost yet, unfortunately. But once I get my composting up, or if I move out and I build the composting up, I should be negative zero energy use. I don't take the bus, or I do take the bus. You know, if I get an Echo car or Uncle Yar's car, that's the commercial. Then you use less. You use less gasoline. So I don't know. We can have the wonders of a technological world, and we can also have the abilities to energize, to live environmental. Just be conscious of what we use. And like I said, I have a project. I have a bottle project. I have that football thing project. I have this project here where I preserve clothing and stuff. I have a lot of Edmonton Eskimo or Edmonton Oilers stuff there, so I'm not wearing that here, unfortunately. So, without further ado, we'll shut off. It's the introduction of what I usually do here. Just to keep saying what I usually do here. Oh, forgot to show you this thing. It's kind of foggy, but this is actually binders, but this is all recyclable material. I clean it all up and I eventually dump it in there. This goes into the recycling, and that's it. Those are my projects of environmental so far. I have a creative way of looking at things. Oh, and I also built a. This may not count. But when I was in Hong Kong, I built an ecological garden. I have videos and I have production notes for that. So anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching my show, YouTube. That's my baby Sumi. That's my little sister's actually, doesn't mind. But yeah.